Thank you for staying with us here on We Connect, continuing that discussion that we're having here with Mr. Raja. He's the Vice Chairman of Ramco Systems. Now, we were talking about something called cloud. I'd like to draw you out and ask you to explain that to me, please.
So I think what's happening in the world market is with the ever-increasing maturity of the internet coming through and the drive towards reduction of costs and the way the general public have adopted on the internet and the development of the social networks and companies like Google and so on. People are looking at whether such models will also be useful for normal computing, like what used to be done by enterprises within their four walls, like the mail system, the office systems, and various document storing systems, and so many other services. Why they are saying is, why do we duplicate it in-house? Why can't we have it in the cloud, that is in the general internet space?
Oh, okay, so that's what you mean by cloud.
That's the new jargon in the computer world.
Nice word.
Yeah. So why don't we have it in the cloud, where run by major companies, so that we don't have to worry about all this. It'll be available 24 hours with no people. I don't need people to do anything, so I can cut dramatically my costs. Now I just becomes a service like electricity. Now the question is, the most important backbone of various enterprises is ERP. Now you want a very sophisticated ERP of the class which is run by big multinationals. It is very difficult, and it's very people intensive. That's why the Indian IT service industry and other people.
Can I interrupt you here and ask ERP? Explain that.
Yeah. The ERP is basically the enterprise resource planning system, or enterprise solution system.
Right.
That's what is the backbone of running large companies or even small companies. The question is, now with this people intensity and so on, and the intensity with which people are going to be using the software.
Yes.
The question is, can we now move that also to the cloud rather than being it with individual companies?
But then won't we lose out then, because our strength is the manpower and the amount of people we have?
That is true, but that's where the technology is going. So if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it.
All right.
So the technology is moving that way. Now, so the cloud is not just about moving the software into a central repository where everybody will use it. Now with cloud, people are also expecting a different kind of experience. Now they are expecting that when I use a cloud software, I can use it with very little support. That means the software has to mature to a level where I can get in, enter data and start getting my results without the huge amount of support which is normally needed in traditional software. So can an ERP be made to behave in such a way with almost very little support or zero support and give me all that I want, rather than having hundreds of people supporting it?
So can it then?
And that is exactly what we are delivering.
Okay.
And that is Ramco's new product line, which we've done with years of experience and R&D. We are delivering that, and that is our ERP on the cloud.
Right.
So that is why we think we have a leadership position there, where we can give this experience, where within weeks people can go and start using the software rather than months and years.
Right.
And the experience they're going to get is going to be the entire experience, right from data analysis to transaction processing to business intelligence, all coming just right out of the box with very little work by hundreds of people.
Right.
So that means I can come in as a company, enter data, start using it and get going without all the baggage.
That usually, yes, right.
So this is going to change the economics of enterprise industry. So this is the new thing. So we think this will help us even in the Western markets and so on, where they are also looking at how do we reduce the cost structure rather than shifting costs. Can we fundamentally change the cost structure also, is what is happening.
But because at the end of the day, that's what business is all about, isn't it? Now, you were earlier talking about innovation. Am I getting the sense here that here in India, we're not necessarily being seen by outside of India as being innovators? Is that a right assumption to be making here?
I think more than innovation, I'm sure there are great innovations coming out of individuals or small companies, which is starting to happen now. But to take it to an industrial scale and have it being used by by mission critical applications so on is far and few in between. Because once the innovation happens, to make it robust enough to be used by industry requires a lot of effort and money invested over years to make it robust.
Right.
And also, if you look at the kind of R&D spend being done in India, is far lower than what you would expect in a developed country. Right. It's very, very much lower.
Right. Now
so these are the things which are hampering the innovation.
Right. Now, Mr. Raja, you are crazy about technology. I want to ask you right now, do you believe that here in India we are keeping up with the rest of the world when it comes to technology?
I don't know whether it's in a widespread word. A lot of technology being created by India in the West, Indians in the West.
Yeah, but Indians were there.
Yeah. There is some technology being developed. An example is Ramco Systems has developed a huge scale of technology which can actually change the economics of enterprise solutions. This is what we are out to set to demonstrate to the world, have lots of customers, we are already using it. It's not something which is on the thing. So there is a great technology innovation happening in pockets.
Okay.
In India. But is it widespread in the scale with which the US is doing, where great technology is being produced or innovated or has happened so far? It still has to happen. Yeah.
Why?
Just one or two companies like us have done it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm surprised that you're saying this, because why is it so? Why is it happening
Because
like
it's
this?
expensive.
Oh, really?
Because it is very, very expensive. It's about the staying power. Can you stay for 7, 8, 9, 10 years without income? Can you keep on investing money? So we as a company could do that because we have a backing of a group. We have a vision.
Right.
Okay, this backing over the next 10 to 12 years, we need to create something very powerful so that we can actually go into the world market and create an institution.
So in point of fact, what you're saying is...
So if it's a small company,
right,
they may not have the staying power. They may get sold out to a bigger company or a multinational who will run with that and make it their own product.
Right.
So you may not see the Indian innovations because it's been absorbed by multinationals.
Right. But that's, in a way, don't you think that's a little bit sad? Because, for the little business that probably has all the expertise and maybe the brains and maybe the really hard work, and I'm not saying...
The core innovation,
when it comes from that level, does that mean
commercializing it?
Yes, that is a problem then,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, it is. Unless it's a consumer oriented and the consumers pick it up, to get to business kind of software, it's far harder.
Right.
You need that staying power.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think about the actual whole software bubble. Do you think that this software industry, the whole industry as we're talking about it today, do you believe that it's here to stay? Do you believe that we're going to go bigger and bigger and bigger and just, be the top of the pile one day?
This is, I think this is a question with multiple dimensions.
Really? Tell me, please.
Yeah. So the basic issue is getting bigger and bigger without limit is out of the question. I mean, there's always a limit to growth. That is one. But also the fundamental technologies are changing. Maybe there will still be growth at the similar rates or maybe slightly reduced rates for the next 5 to 10 years. But the problem is the technology of cloud, where a lot of things are getting centralized. Technology is getting more and more automated, where less manual support is needed for all the work that is being done by thing. The programs are getting more intelligent, where a lot of automatic programmings are coming in. So when all these things come in, the economy is going to change.
Right.
And when so how many percentage of it is going to become cloud? It means the amount of people required may be far less, but the sophistication may be more. So how the whole economics are going to change, one has to know, and how the companies who are now very good at services and IT, how they're going to adapt to this new change, and who will emerge not, is a question which we will
wait and see.
Wait and
see, right? Well, it's time for us to take a very short break, so you please wait and see and make sure that you're there for the last segment of our show.